Alright, so this Knife Thoughts video is going to be about the Great Eastern Cutlery 2023 Rendezvous. And this was about a week ago now, and this was my 10th year of going to the Rendezvous. And so looking back, and when I looked at my collection of Rendezvous Special knives, it seems really crazy that it's my 10th year of going. I mean, to think of the difference of my life and me between 2014 when I went for the first time and 2023 here, it's pretty amazing. But really what I wanted to talk about is just kind of my experience at the Rendezvous this year and show the knives that I got. So the Rendezvous has changed in those 10 years also. I was looking back at some old Great Eastern Cutlery posts on their Instagram just the other day and saw that in 2014, people started lining up at 5 a.m. on the first day of the Rendezvous, which then was actually Thursday, if I remember correctly. It was Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And so big difference as the years have gone by. People have started lining up earlier and earlier. Before COVID, people did line up pretty early, but I think then I was getting there at midnight the day before, maybe a little earlier. But since COVID, it has gotten a lot more intense, I would say. And this year, I was planning to go on Thursday night, with it starting Friday morning or Thursday during the day. Now, that actually was not what I originally planned to do, because last year, 2022, I did that. I got there Thursday at I think about 12:30, 12:45 p.m., so midday, and I was, I think, 18th in line. And stayed and didn't really plan for it. I didn't have a good seat or appropriate clothes. I got extremely cold, and so it wasn't really very fun in the wee hours of the morning. And then I was really tired for Friday, and I have the past several years set up a table where I showed some knives, showed my collection of Rendezvous Specials, which I'm going to show you here, as well as talked about knife thoughts and all of that. And so I did that last year and just was really tired and wasn't able to enjoy that part as much as I wanted to. And that's really the part that I love, is the talking to people, meeting other people who love traditional knives and Great Eastern Cutlery knives. So I didn't feel like I could enjoy that as much as I wanted to last year, because I was so tired from staying all night. And I was so tired that I ended up going home on Friday night and staying at home, and then coming back for the picnic, not even really going to the show or the factory on Saturday, or the dinner that I've always wanted to go to at the Cross Creek Resort. But anyway, because of that, my plan for this year, 2023, had been to not go and try to get the Rendezvous Special on Friday, but rather go on Friday early morning, 6 a.m. or something, get in line so that I wasn't, early enough to get the Rendezvous Special. I had thought, talk about that later too, a little bit of a surprise there. Get in line, go through the store, but mainly on Friday, set up a table. And this year, I had really wanted to talk about the Barlow Bearcat Club. So the Barlow Bearcat Club is, a club that I started for Barlow enthusiasts based on a journalist piece that they did for a column in the 1950s. And it's been super fun. People have, seemed to really enjoy it. And I really wanted to do a table, and I was gonna, give away some Barlow knives to kids, and, do a giveaway for members or people that signed up to be a member, all this stuff. I was really looking forward to it. And then go and stay overnight Friday night into Saturday to get the Rendezvous Special. They hold some knives back, both the Rendezvous Specials and the Special Factory Assemblies, for Saturday, the second day. It's just Friday and Saturday now. But it turned out that my cousin's wedding was that weekend, and in New Hampshire, so like a 10-hour drive. At first I thought I just wasn't going to be able to go at all, and I was going to have to just not have my 10 years of Rendezvous Specials collection. But my wonderful wife said, no, you go and go as early as you can on Thursday. And I'm very lucky to be able to do that with my schedule at work and everything. But then on Wednesday, one of the members of the Barlow Bearcat Club, one of the honorary inaugural members actually, posted in the group that he was already there. It was Wednesday morning, maybe I think Wednesday morning, and so I was like, whoa, I guess it's different this year. And then as Wednesday went along, more and more people were there. The guy that's normally there first, Gary Kiefer, who's a dealer of GEC knives, was there 10th. And so whole different thing. And as Wednesday went along, and particularly on Thursday morning when I woke up, and it was like 5:30 or something, and there were 25 people in line Thursday morning, the day before it opens. The rendezvous starts Friday at 7 a.m. I basically let negativity get to me and kind of despaired, and thought, I'm not going to get a Rendezvous Special. I might as well not even go. And really, I genuinely considered not going. I kind of dilly-dallied around because I didn't really think I was going to go. I just thought there was no chance. I think last year they had let 35 knives, sold 35 of the total of like 60 or 70 or something on the first day. And so I thought, there's no way, that there's not going to be 10 more people by the time I get there. But again, with encouragement from my wife, and just kind of decided to go. I got there at 10:45, I believe, and was only 27th in line, and 26th was my friend from Pittsburgh that I work and train with. And by the way, he just started a YouTube channel. So he's a left-handed person, and so it's kind of based on that. And I definitely suggest checking out his videos. He has a really big, really great GEC collection specifically. He has a lot of really cool GECs, and then just other knives also. So definitely I will link his new channel in the description. Go check it out. I think he's going to have a lot of cool videos. But he was 26th in line, and I was 27th. So that was not what I was expecting at all. Even still, I kind of thought, I'm going to stay here all day, have to try to do some work on the computer. And I actually wanted to write some articles too. Didn't really get that done, and so I was still feeling a little bit negative, like, this is so crazy. I can't believe I'm doing this again. I can't believe all these people are here doing this. And you know what? As the day went along, I was having a great time. I was completely wrong to have let the negativity get to me. It was a great time, getting to see old friends. I mean, too many people to name. I'm not going to try to name everyone that I caught up with, that I've known from previous rendezvous and online. I got to meet some new people that I've known from online that I was really, happy to get to meet. Talked to people, saw collections, traded ideas on stuff. Just a really, really good time. Including getting to see Charlie again, Charlie Campagna. And that was really one of the big things about my first rendezvous, and second, I believe, that really got me hooked on the rendezvous, was the fact that Charlie was there, and he was just so generous with his time and knowledge to me, again, as a, kind of ignorant 20-year-old, I believe, in 2014. And just, showed me his collection, talked with me, just was really cool at those early rendezvous. And he hasn't been at it in a couple years, so I was really happy to get to see him, talk with him, talk about the Barlow Bearcat Club and Barlows in general. And then also Austin from Traditional Pocket Knives. I just happened to be wearing the shirt. I have several, I think 3 different of their shirts, but always great to talk to him. He has a knife coming out soon in the works that I'm really excited about, a Barlow. He hasn't really officially posted about it yet, so I just posted like a teaser. Even saying that it's a Barlow is more than I had, let out previously. He said it was cool to talk about it and everything, but talking with him is always great. And then Ben from Jack Wolf Knives. It was really interesting to talk to him about the upcoming Gunslinger. Well, it's out actually yesterday, and my video's out on it too, so I'm filming this on Saturday. Hopefully it'll go up today too, but we'll see. And so it was great to talk to him. and really just was a really good time. I didn't get too tired. I didn't get too cold. I started to get cold. I forgot my coat actually, but I had a sleeping bag, and my car was right there, so I slept in my car for just a little bit, and really just had a great time talking to everyone. I would have loved to have been able to stay on Friday and set up a table again and do all that, but I'm really happy for my cousin, and it's a wedding, right? So I really enjoyed being able to get that part, that it really is the best part of seeing people, talking to people, and all of that. But then Friday morning came, and Bill came out, actually right before 7, I think, and not as early as he did the previous years, and showed off the Rendezvous Specials. And the Rendezvous Specials, there was actually 2. There's normally 1. There were 2. And they were both genuine stag, which is something that they haven't done, that specific type of stag, in a while. And they were an 87, so the English Jack that came out this year, and an 81, the Coonskinner, or Muskrat. And so an interesting thing, even if I hadn't come as early, or as I did, I think I probably still would have been able to get a Rendezvous Special. Actually, let's take a step back. So one thing that was really good, on Thursday, actually Thursday morning, a longtime attendee of the Rendezvous, William, made unofficial number tickets, basically. So the number that you came, so I was 27, and then it kind of fell on me because the next person didn't seem real interested in continuing to pass them on to the next person to give people, when they came, their number. And I made some more, and they went up to 42. So they gave out these unofficial numbers to hold your place in line. And it worked really well because GEC has been using a ticket system, actually. And so when they came out to give their tickets, basically people just handed me, actually, the unofficial ticket, the unofficial number, and the person who gave out the official tickets, Rose, is a very, very nice woman. Always very pleasant at 7 a.m. for the Rendezvous. She gave the official ticket. So it worked really well. Everybody was pretty orderly. Again, Gary helped to get people orderly in his unique way, which is always fun to watch. And didn't have really too many people trying to cut line or anything, maybe one person, but they fell in line pretty quick. And so it went really well. But to jump back to, where I was there, actually, there were a lot of people skipping the Rendezvous Special, and it's kind of been that way for a while. People are really more interested in the Special Factory Assembly knives. The Special Factory Assembly knives are lower production totals normally, and are a little bit, maybe more unique because they are parts knives, is what they used to be called. So put together with parts from previous runs. And so a lot of people were skipping, just not getting a Rendezvous Special at all. And of the people who were getting it, I think only one person ahead of me got the 81. So everyone else got the 87. Now, I actually wasn't a big fan of the 87. I just don't like the pen in front configuration. I think that it's really difficult to get to the long pull on the main blade. And I didn't have an 81. So I got the 81. And that brings me to the collection here. So this is my Rendezvous Special collection. This is 10 years of going to the Rendezvous. And there's a cameo by my camera. But this is 10 years of going to the Rendezvous. All the way from 2014, when I didn't even know there was a Rendezvous Special knife, and 15, 16, I used all 3 of those knives. At that time, I was really not a collector. I didn't believe in keeping a knife if I wasn't going to use it, which is very different now. So I used these 3, and those are some really sought after knives, particularly this TC, which is an oil sucker rod wood. But then, moving on, I love abalone. Not everybody loves those ones, but everybody loves the Whaler with the whale shield, I include 2020. 2020, there wasn't an official Rendezvous, nothing officially held by GEC or endorsed by GEC. But there was a gathering at the same place where the Rendezvous picnic normally is, and a good number of GEC employees, including Bill Howard, William Howard, and Joan May Howard, were there. And it was a great time. You know, it wasn't, I think everybody was safe, but it was a really good time put together by people like me, and even more so than me, Jesse, who's a longtime attendee of the Rendezvous, and again Gary. And Gary, he kind of gave the name the Bootleg 2020, and so I made this design here, and people had it and laser engraved. Randy from GEC had a laser engraver there with him, and some people had it laser engraved on knives. I kind of wish I had it engraved on a knife, but my thought process at the time was, this isn't actually a Rendezvous, there isn't actually a Rendezvous Special, so I'd rather have it on a non-knife. The name that kind of came to call it afterwards was Non-Devous, which I think is probably a cool, more fun name. So there's not really a knife for the Non-Devous, so I got the slip laser engraved. But then the 15, I love that 15th anniversary with the 15 shield. Not everybody loved the acrylic here on the 88, but then this year. So without further ado, I'm going to take this out and show it to you. And so this is really my main collection. This is the ones that I see as a collection most of all. And here is my 2023 GEC Rendezvous Special. I got number 23. I didn't even try to look at other ones, to be honest, because well, I might have looked at one other one and it wasn't as nice as this one on the Stag. So I went with 23 because it's the year 23. You can see on the back here of the main blade is where it says Rendezvous Special. Let me see if I can show that a little better. Maybe. I don't know if that's gonna focus, but this is where it says Rendezvous Special on the back here. There we go, that's a little bit better. And so I do wish that it said Rendezvous Special on the front, because all of the other ones do. So for the purpose of my display, it would be great if it said Rendezvous Special or Annual Rendezvous GEC 2023. It would be great if it said that on the front to go with my other my whole display, but it doesn't. So what can you do? But you can see 81.8. This is from 2022, and it's a two-bladed knife. Here's the other blade. They both have match strike pulls. You're not really supposed to open them both at the same time, but whatever. Here's the Stag on the show side, Stag on the pile side. Not the most popcorny Stag, not the most groovy Stag, but I think it's pretty nice, and I'm happy with it. These were not inexpensive. This was, I think, $240. The 81 was more. It was like $250 or $260. But you could only purchase one. So that was one thing, is that you couldn't get both of the knives. Now, some people did, because some people, had a dad, someone's dad was there with them, or a wife, or whatever, a son or some daughter, whatever, some other person with them, and so then they could get one of each. But you could only buy one, and I think partly they did that because last year there was someone who was going through and flouting the rules and all that, so that wasn't cool, and Bill didn't like it. But you actually had to, you had your name put down, the number that you got, the pattern that you got. So yeah, it's a beautiful knife. Just really happy to have it for my collection, to be honest. So I'll show you that again. Got some threads or lines on the bolsters. Charlie cleared up what a rat tail versus fluted. There's no such, well, fluted is like starburst. All of the big lines or cutouts are rat tails. But really beautiful knife, and I'm really happy with it. This is absolutely a collection piece. It's going straight into this case. It's been in this case, and that's where it'll stay as part of my 10 years of Rendezvous Specials. display collection. So really happy I got one. I think it's really cool, and I hope you have enjoyed getting to see it. So there it is again, the etch, back spring, maybe some slight gaps on there, but definitely a beautiful, beautiful knife. So I'm going to put this one away and show you my special factory assembly that I got. So again, the special factory assemblies are sometimes more sought after, and that's because whereas there were like 38 of the one pattern and 35 or something, 38 maybe of the other pattern of the Rendezvous Special, this was one of the higher number Rendezvous or special factory assemblies, so 1 of 15. Now the tube, the cap here is actually wrong. It says easy open here. This is not an easy open version of the 25, but it's red, white, and blue acrylic, and I have it in a Savigi thing here of knives that I want to review or make videos about. So I'll get it out here in my knife ship free slip, and here it is. So I think that these, despite being acrylic, I think that these are some of the ones that I've seen the most kind of excitement and talk over. There was really cool SFAs this year. Last year, people weren't not as fired up about the SFAs. This year, there were a lot of really, really cool SFAs. Some 77s, 74s, 47s, and red linen micarta that was really cool. Some 35s, the camp knives that were in different like blade configurations, as well as different handle materials and such. But I think that this is really cool. This is what caught my eye, and I only had time to go through the store one time, because once you go through, you can get another ticket and then you're at the back of the line and can wait to go through again. But it was going to take like at least an hour, more than an hour probably, to get back through to your number, which of course many people did go through many times, but I didn't have time to. I literally had to leave, go home, and then go straight to the wedding. Well, straight to where the wedding was. But this is just what caught my eye, and I just thought it was really cool. I have, of course, the Barlow Bearcat Club number 25, but it isn't really a user because it's a really special knife to me. The club knife that we got, the Barlow. I also don't really have a whole lot of use for a bottle opener, and this is a normal spear blade and was actually made in 2017. So this is an older 25 blade. So it's what caught my eye. It's what I went with. Some of the SFAs had a 2022 etch on them. Some had 2023. And I just really like it. I did look through a few of them to find one that had the distribution of red and white that I wanted. So you can see this has kind of even red at the top, red, white, and then blue everywhere. Some red and white on the back also, so I was really happy with this one. And you can see kind of well right now how this has a lot of chatoyance to it. There's a lot of kind of sparkliness in that there. I also like this shield. I always forget what they call it, crest, badge, whatever. It looks like a shield to me. The shield looks like a shield. But I really like this one. I ended up on this one, and I'm really happy with it. It was a really fair price, I felt, too. It was like $94 or something. They charge tax, but basically $100. So this is my SFA. I'm really happy with it. I think it's really cool. I actually think I'm probably going to use it too. I don't know. I have enough user traditionals, so it's probably dumb to use it, but you know, just let the spirit move you, I guess. So those are the knives that I got at the Rendezvous. But again, I just was really, I was feeling negative because of thinking I wouldn't get the knife, and the experience of talking to people ended up being really, really great. And I got the knives that I wanted. So I highly suggest the Rendezvous. If, it's an easy trip for me. It's an hour and 15 minutes. I know a lot of people come from a lot farther away, and but if it's something that works for you, I highly suggest it. And next year, I'm going to do what I had planned for this year. That's the plan. Hopefully, there's no weddings that weekend, but I'm going to go on Friday and have a table, talk to people, enjoy that, enjoy the camaraderie and getting to know people and seeing old friends and all of that. And then on Saturday, go for the knives. So that's my experience at the Rendezvous this year. Again, thank you to everyone at GEC, Bill, William, Joan May, Patty, Sue, Rose, everyone. They really make you feel welcome. They really go out of their way to make it a good experience. So I really wanted to say thank you to them. I did actually make a behind the scenes video with clips that I took while I was there, and the editor that I use, which is, nothing special, pretty rudimentary, but it corrupted the whole video. So instead I decided to do this, just talking. Hopefully, this gives you a good idea of what it was like without the behind the scenes video. I did post a lot of it on my Instagram story, and it is in an highlight, I guess it's called, on my actual page. So if you're interested in those behind the scene things, definitely go check that out, because you can see all of those. It stays there. It's not like a normal story where it goes away. So if you're interested in the behind the scenes stuff, go check that out on my Instagram. But as always, thank you for watching. If you're still here 26 minutes in, I really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you're still here at 26 minutes and you're not subscribed, I think you probably should subscribe, click the bell, and select all, so you know when I post new videos. Also, again, check out my Instagram, my Facebook, and my website, knifethoughts.com. I post articles on traditional knives, other things too, but that's really my passion. So thank you for watching. And as always, don't forget to go out and do good.